Allison levels his bat. And there it goes.
It has been 22 years since the Minnesota Twins played in the World Series. The heroes in 1965 were Harmon Killebrew, Bob Allison, Mudcat Grant, names that are still legendary for true Twins fans, like Maury DeGrugeler of Fargo. He has baseball cards for every Twin from every year, and he's typical of Twins fans, low-key and patient.
As a fan, it's a lot easier when they're 20 games out, because in a year like this, when you know they've got a good chance, you know, if the score is close going into the 8th inning, you're right on the edge of your chair.
DeGrugeler remembers the '65 series vividly, but today's Twins are making new memories for a new generation. Greg Pankratz went to spring training this year. He's been to about 20 games, and he's flying to Kansas City for the upcoming series. Pankratz is sure that all of his positive thoughts are helping the Twins to a winning season.
I believe their fans have a big part in it, and I believe, you know, when I listen to the games and when I watch the games, it's kind of silly, of course, but I feel if I have the proper mindset that it doesn't do anything but help.
Pankratz has been a Twins fan all his life, but he knows many people might be catching the bug with the playoffs in sight. And so he has this advice for all you new fans.
And I try to keep calm, keep even-keeled. If they do something wonderful, don't be afraid to applaud it. But if they do something horrendous, you know, an error or a few strikeouts too many, I guess just keep waiting because something exciting is bound to happen.
Dan Anderson, WDAY News Center 6.
WDAY. Marv Bossert, Maureen Zimmerman, John Wheeler, and Ed Schultz. This is WDAY News Center 6.
It was a moment frozen in time for Minnesota Twins fans, the Twins winning the division for the first time in 17 years. But there could be an even bigger celebration in the days ahead, and the quest for that starts tonight. Good evening, everyone. The waiting is almost over.
That's right. In just an hour and a half, the Minnesota Twins take on the Detroit Tigers in Game 1 of the American League Championship Series. And to say that folks in our area are excited is an understatement, I would say. We have a sports and a news team in the Twin Cities.
We begin live from the Metrodome in Minneapolis with our sports director, Ed Schultz. Ed?
Thanks a lot, Marvin Marine. As you can imagine, the enthusiasm and excitement is very high in the Metrodome, considering the last time the Twins went through this was 17 years ago. Now, obviously, the media crunch is unbelievable, but we found time with Marv Albert here this evening. Marv, thanks for joining us, obviously with NBC. Your assessment of this series, the way you see the Tigers and Twins.
Well, Ed, everybody is talking about the factor of the Metrodome and the fact that the Twins have been so successful here, but people forget the Tigers, with the very best record in baseball, were very successful here. They won 4 out of 6 against the Twins at the Metrodome. I think the Tigers will have too much in the long run, particularly because of that their very powerful lineup. The one problem, the bullpen, and because of the presence of Jeff Reardon, if it comes to a late inning type situation, I think Reardon does give them the edge in that department.
Marv, thank you for your assessment of that. Quickly, the NFL strike, what's going to happen?
I was hoping to see you back in uniform. I'm one of those who remembers Ed Schultz as a member of the New York Jets. Was it 1948 or 49?
49.
Right,
it was 49, and my cutoff year was 83.
Oh,
so
was that what it was?
Just missed it.
Well, obviously, I'm hoping that it is settled pretty shortly, because we're getting a second look at the USFL as part of the NFL, and I don't think that we want to see that continue.
Marv, have a good one.
All right, Ed,
thank you very much. Marv Albert from NBC Sports. He mentioned the dome factor. Well, Minnesota has played very well here this year. There's no doubt about it. The Tigers 4 of 6. Now, the pitching matchups quickly tonight. Frank Viola at 17-10 goes against Doyle Alexander at 9-0. One thing about the Twins is that when they're high, they're high. When they're down, they are an emotionally down ball club. They're coming in here after losing 5 straight. But Ken Herbeck told us a few moments ago that won't affect them in this championship series. And going into this ball game, you're on a 5-game losing streak. Is that affecting this team in any way mentally?
I don't think the guys can even remember playing the other night or the last 5 games or even the last week. The guys have been preparing for this game since Monday and Tuesday we had workouts. it's almost like a start of a new season. We're not even thinking about what we did last week.
It seems like Detroit has been unaffected by your home record. Is it an advantage for you playing here?
Well, I think it has been all year. We played pretty well here, but you know, we can't take that in consideration. We have to go out there and play hard. We've always played hard here at home, and we just have some pretty good confidence when we come in this ballpark, and I think they're going to be gunning for us. We're going to be gunning for them. So you know, home field advantage is a thing you can take during the season, but when it comes to playoff time, it's a whole new thing.
Alexander is 9-0. How have you batted against him? How do you think this lineup will go against him?
Well, we're going to try to, you know, stay in there on him. He fiddles around with the outside part of the plate a lot with a lot of off-speed stuff, and you know, we're going to do the best we can. He might change his approach tonight. We don't know, but we have to go out there and just kind of feel him out and see how he's doing.
You guys ready?
I'm ready. I'm ready to start right now.
Good luck to you.
All right, thanks a lot.
In about an hour, we'll find out how the Twins handle the playoff pressure after being out of it for 17 years. There's a lot of excitement and enthusiasm here in the Dome. Outside the Dome, that's where reporter Dan Anderson is standing.
Hi, thanks a lot, Ed. I am outside the Dome. The gates are open and the crowd is just starting to come in. You know, I want to break all your hearts right now. If you thought, well, I'd like to go to this game, but I'm sorry, I just can't get a ticket, I'm going to break your heart right now. Early this afternoon, tickets went on sale. They had hundreds of tickets that had been sent in from Detroit, apparently, unsold tickets. And if you'd come down to the Dome today, you could have got a seat behind home plate. I'm breaking your heart, I know. But anyway, we got some good seats. We're going to have fun at the game tonight. With me now is the man I want to dub Fargo's #1 Twins fan, Greg Pankratz. Greg, you were down in Kansas City and saw those losses. Tonight, what do you think?
I'm just happy to be back at the Dome, and I'm excited to see Frankie Viola pitch tonight, and I'm expecting just great things to happen this whole series and beyond.
Now, Greg, you said for one of those Kansas City games you wore your Twins hat, and for another one you wore your Twins shirt to try to beat the jinx. What are you wearing tonight?
Well, I'm wearing an old Twins hat, which I've had a lot of success with when I've been at the Dome wearing it, and I expect it's going to help. It won't hurt, so...
Now, Greg, you've been to lots of Twins games. You've followed this team all season. What's your gut feeling? Are they going to make it? What's the prediction?
I'm so excited. Yeah, I think the Twins are going to go. I'm confident.
Okay, confident. That's a good word. And we also want you to know that if you were at the Dome tonight, you would get a free, what we're calling the Homer hanky. Everyone's getting one of these. They're handing them out on the street. You wave this for a home run, and we're going to wave it tonight because, right, Greg?
Twins are going to win.
Okay, very good. Back to you, Marvin Marine. We'll let you know at 10 o'clock how it all came out.
Okay, it's a deal. That's exciting stuff live from the Metrodome.
Hope they bring us a Homer hanky.
Yeah, I hope so.
Okay.
We got to stay here and they're at the game.
Yeah.
North